Well, there are people up now. Monday morning at 9. Actually, I got an appointment at 10. That's why I wanted to get this, get some information out to you guys. Um, because it's, well, it's important, but I'm biased. Let me get this link and I'll make sure you guys get this because it's the stuff I'm going to talk about. Recent Let's Go notes. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Copy link. Okay, now we go here. And on chat, I'm going to put the link in the chat. And if you're watching this on Let's Go Help, on YouTube, I'll put that in later. Great, okay. There's a Federal Reserve Board keeps data on what the government spends on what they call transfer payments. That's the key word. Grants are really not called grants in the government. They're called all kinds of things. That's why when you go looking for grants, it's best not to use the word grants. Number one, I think it's best to just say you need help, because that's what you need. And you think you need a grant because that's what you know, and you put two and two together and it makes sense, and it certainly does. But from the government's point of view, my father passed at 426. Do you know of any help? Yes, for every county has money to help with burial assistance and things like that. So if you go to 211 or findhelp.org and ask for burial assistance, and actually if what's COVID still has a program that gives out $9,000 to help with burial assistance if it was a result of COVID. And that burial assistance is from FEMA. So if you go FEMA and check the requirements for there. And the other thing, actually, oh, you remember, so download the 500 mini grants report for your state, and you'll see all the programs there for your state that they have for burial assistance. And there's a whole bunch of ways to to get money for that. And I list them there and who to contact. And remember, doing all this kind of stuff, it really means calling people. Don't rely on just going to a website and trying to fill out a form. No, it's more to call people and see what is really out there. Because what's in the internet, and especially Google, you got to stay away from that, because it's just stuff that people are going to sell you something, and you don't want to do that. Oh, I see my. I have my title here on Let's Go Help too as over 69,000. Well, it's over 60. It should be 60,000. I'm fighting the clock here on getting some things done this morning, because we're still recovering from the Stripe catastrophe that happened to us. How long does it take to get a grant money to be received? It varies, but every grant is different. And it could be a week or two, and it could be a month or two. So, and some are only given out once a year. So you can't, that's not something to consider when you're looking for grants. You just want to find where the help is and not worry about how long you're going to get it, what it is. I mean, that's details that you have no control over anyway. But you're right, I could understand the concern, because you need money right away. So that's why you need money for an emergency. Then what you want to do, Angela, is download, if you go to 500 mini grant report page on Let's Go Help 2, download the first report. And the first report there is what we call Let's Go's mini grant report, okay? No, let's go to Meta. Man, I'm such an old fart, I forget everything. So Let's Go's Meta Grant Report. Download that and look at item number 3, because that will tell you that will help you get to just the emergency money first. So if you need something emergency, you gotta pay rent, you have an emergency money. So you wanna go to that Let's Go Meta Grant Report and download that and go to item number 3, okay? And that's transfer payments, you know. They're all transfer payments, and that's why you're not going to think of going and searching for transfer payments. That's why it's better just to look for help. And so many programs, and see, the people who don't have money but just help are really probably more important to you than anybody else, because they're people like me who have an overall, I'm not handing them, oh, actually I do, we give out $75,000 every month, but they're more to point you, they're navigators. See, and that's what you need more in Washington or in the government dealing with, are navigators. And that's why in the link that I just put in the chat, I think I put the link there. Yeah, okay, the chat above there, that link here. Do you see this? People on Let's Go Help too, are you seeing this when I go to another tab? Down in the bottom of that link I sent, there's item number 5, and it shows you where to get free help to get these government navigators. And their best way to find them, I think, is on Let's Go, not on Let's Go, is findhelp.org. So if you go to findhelp.org, and there's 2 key words you want to look for, and that's understand government programs, and the other one is say, fill out government applications. See, the government has government offices free for you to get this kind of help. That's what you want to do. You have to understand what's there. And if you need help filling out the application, then there are people there to help you figure that out. So, okay, back on, I'm looking at Let's Go Help 2 here. Daniel, did you see that when I transferred over to the other? Now I can't hear it. It must be my PC. I'm sorry, Teresa. Okay, Angela, did you, or anybody who's watching on Let's Go Help, did you see when I transferred to another website, instead of, looking at just me, did you see my, what do you call it? Oh no, but I didn't put the share screen, so you didn't see that. Okay, I'm gonna put the share screen. I saw your lovely face. Oh, well that's, well then I'll just leave that. No, here it is. I forgot to hit share. Okay, anytime. So I'm gonna go and put share. And now this is not Sunny and share. This is just share. So be careful. You're not going to hear music when I put share. You're just going to see okay, here it is. See, this is the link I gave you in the above has all these sources in it. And the one I just talked to you about was how to find government grant navigators, people like me, but that don't charge you. That's what you want. And particularly people can afford to join. We have to tell them about these sources. They're grant navigators, government grant navigators. And where I live, you go to findhelp.org, put in your zip code, and put in understand government. and I get 75 programs that are in my zip code that help people understand these government programs. Okay. Then if I put in filling out applications, so if just put in applications, put in government, put in the less amount, because then they get a bigger universe to choose from. And when I put in that, I get 500 organizations that help you fill out applications. I mean, so many people are concerned about they don't stop sharing. Okay, I'll stop that. Okay. So did you see at that time, guys, that I went over and shared my screen? Oh, Charity. Weren't you up late last night? You're up this early in the morning in Minnesota? That's what happened to me. Yes, I saw it. Oh, great, Angela. So that's what's important. Now let me go over some of the other items in that. So I have to hit the share button. Yeah, and it's not Sunny and share. By the way, there's a park near where I live in Washington, D.C. that has a plaque in it. It's called the Sonny Bono Park. There's a big memorial plaque for Sonny Bono. that just cracks me up. And they call him the humanitarian and all these kinds of things. He's a rock and roll star. What the hell? Why does he get a park? You know, they got all these people on horses from the certain wars and all this, and Sonny Bono. No, that's right. Life is funny. Might as well laugh because it's shitty. Well, in this list here, there's a list that I have here, and it shows you 5 government grants that it doesn't matter what money you make, okay? These are grants, and there are many grants like this in the government, and particularly local. It doesn't matter what income you make. Everybody, oh, I make too much money. You know? Oh, I need a grant writer, and all excuses really. If you're like me, you're just the excuses are just because I'm lazy and don't want to really do it. It's easier not to do things, remember, than to actually get your ass up and do something for yourself. And so that's why I have excuses. I don't know about you. So that's why I want to show you. Hey, because what happens is that people call one office and they say, oh, this is if you make less than $30,000 or something like that, then you could get this money. Well, there's more money given out to people who make more than $60,000 or even more than $120,000, okay? Now, people who make over $120,000, they get about 1/3 of all the government grant money, okay? And people who make less than $30,000 get about 1/3. So $120,000, wow, okay? Or actually over $85,000. So people making over $85,000 are getting about as much money as people who make less than 30, $85,000. I mean, I thought this money only went to poor people. Obviously not. And it's getting worse. The longer I'm doing this work, the more I see, boy, that income level about who's eligible just creeping up. It's what do you call it? It's mission creep or income creep or whatever. Now that actually during COVID there were programs for people making $400,000. They're the only people who could get it. You had to make less than $400,000. Wow, that's only about 12 people left, huh? It's crazy, and. They're all politicians that design these programs, and they all have interest groups, and everybody wants to be heard. And the poor people living in New York and can't make it on $1 million. It's crazy. I'm not sure what the problems we should work. But look at these programs. These are 5 that you should definitely take these and share them with everybody. It's the job training money that's available at your local career one-stop. Man, this is just an incredible program that we have, and it doesn't matter what income. You can be a billionaire and still get 10 grand to train for a new job. And somebody wrote the laws, and the bureaucrats just have to follow the laws. They can't do what's logical. They can't. They have to follow the law. That's why we love beating up bureaucrats. Well, this is stupid what you're doing. Well, yes, but don't blame me. You got to blame the elected official who wrote the laws. They just carry out the laws. So job training, and there's so much money there now because of Biden programs, and the best Biden programs is the infrastructure program and the IRA investment. You know what I mean? The IRA. Why can't I think of boy? Inflation Reduction. That's why I knew it was some crazy thing. Inflation Reduction Act. Okay, that's it. Getting old, man. That's where you forget. It's names and words and stuff like that, man. And they actually fall out of the back of my head, back of my chair here. You could see them all back here because I don't find them in my head. I can't find them, but they're back there. So I got to clean them up later, put them back in. So maybe I could use them next time. Yeah, the Inflation Reduction, and by the way, the Inflation Reduction Act also has the $14,000 grant for appliances, and weatherization. Now that's just starting, and over a year and a half ago they passed the law. See, and everybody gets excited about this new law, then they forget it because you can't apply. And now they're starting to apply, or actually probably in the next month or two. So there'll be programs to give you that $14,000 to weatherize your home and get new appliances. And don't forget, as a renter, you could get that too, because you tell your landlord, hey, shit, I need a new stove. Here's where to get the money. And you get a new stove. So that kind of thing. So like career one-stop. Okay, the other thing in healthcare by the best doctors in the world, and they have no income requirements. These are superstar doctors that treat conditions, and there's millions of them because they get grants from the government to study your situation, okay? Because they're trying to find new cures and everything. So they're looking for people who have this ailment or whatever, and there are really millions of them, and they'll treat you for free because they want to study this, and they get money from the government and other nonprofit organizations to do that. And you could find them by going to clinicaltrials.gov. Okay, and I see it here, if you're still seeing it on clinicaltrials.gov. Okay, now, if you don't have something that, and there's a database of really thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of these that are going on. Okay, but now if you don't have something like that or need something a little less sophisticated, go to needymeds.org. needymeds.org. That's a wonderful website for free. See, every website I'm going to show you is for free. Nobody's going to ever charge you money. That's what we're all about, is to show you the alternative. You want to spend money, you go to Google. They're great at that. Yeah. If you don't have money to spend, that's what we want to do, is show you where the options are so you don't have to spend money to get your problem solved, to get out of financial debt, to buy a house, or anything you want to do, start a business and such. So that's all we do. needymeds.org. You go there and you look, there's so much in there. Man, you want health care, you want dental care, you want mental care, all the programs that are there to give you free or low-cost services, free prescription drugs. There's people there that actually help you fill out the applications for that, if that's even an issue. Or there's grants there, too, for people who have certain conditions. They have thousands of programs in there that nonprofit organizations give people to help with their recovery process. So you get $5,000, $10,000 or whatever to help you recover from your ailment. And they're all organized there. That's why I love places like this. It saves me from doing the work. They did all the work. See, it's all about doing the work. It's all about doing the research. The stuff is out there and anybody could get it, but it's nice to find other people who organize it for you. What I call it rearranging reality. That's what our life is about. Its reality is out there, but it's not in a way that you need it. I mean, that's what the news does. It rearranges reality and shows you what's there. So that's what we do for government giveaways or government programs. And to rearrange reality on government programs. So that is needymeds.org. Okay, here, now if you want to get $1 million to work on your invention, there's programs for that. The government has that, okay? Actually, every agency, or about like 12 of the top agencies, have money. They'll give you $50,000 to work on an idea that maybe helps society in healthcare or transportation or almost anything, education, and they give you a grant to work on that idea if you have it. And then if it looks good, then they're going to give you $1 million to implement it and make $1 billion out of it or whatever you want. That's what they do. And if you don't want to do anything that big, then you go to Americas, AMERICAS, and all the links here in this report. And I'm going to put the report in the description on YouTube too, that we're looking at on wherever we are. Let's Go Health too, okay? And that's americassbdc.org. You could call them, make an appointment with an expert in you know, in working on an invention, or in starting a business, or in investing in real estate, or being a freelancer at home, or anything, any way you want to make money. And they'll help you, maybe in the gig economy. Okay, for housing, it's the same thing. I mean, there's housing programs now. You could be making over $100,000 and get $150,000 to buy a house. This is a new program in California. And so your income's up to $100,000 or more. Depends on where you live, the income. And still get $150,000 buy a house, okay? If you're not living in California and want to find programs like that, a good place to start is HUD.gov/counseling. HUD.gov/counseling, and that's important. And if you're a member, don't forget, download the LESCO Meta, M-A-T, Facebook Meta. Download the LESCO Meta Grant Report and get a listing of 7 or 8 organizations in your state that help people buy homes. And the same thing if you want to start a business. Download the Meta Grant Report and you'll see item number 5 is all the sources for starting or expanding any kind of business. And item number 7 are all the sources there for buying a home, fixing up a home. Actually, number 8 is for fix up. Number 7 is for buying a home. Okay. Now, here are the 2 organizations I want to make sure you know about. Is in people that help you understand government programs and people that help you fill out applications. And you see this link here I have here is for where I live, my zip code, which is 2009, and wow, I mean, there's 75 organizations that help you understand government programs, like we do, and 500 organizations that help you fill out applications, all free. You're gonna go to Google and look for a grant writer, and they're gonna charge you hundreds or thousands, actually from $500 to $150 an hour. And you don't wanna do that. First of all, you'll never probably even need a grant writer. You know, you're just scared because you don't know what it is and the hocus pocus. But most of the applications are just 2 or 3 pages. Fill out the blanks and you're good, okay? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go. I'm going to go and have coffee with my, I guess, son's wife. So that's a daughter-in-law, right? She's a fun lady who works for the Department of Labor, and so it's fun. I got to go over and get inside dope on all Biden's new programs, if I have coffee with her on her birthday, see, that's I get the inside. Well, thank you again. Don't forget we have a new grant. Tomorrow is the deadline for getting a free laptop computer from us. We give out 25 laptop computers every 30th of every month. Okay, 25 computers. So make sure you apply. Okay, we're back on. Okay, link to Google Doc, please. It's up in the beginning, Alisa. Maybe it's still here in my. Yeah, that's it. Okay, there it is again. What was I saying? Lisa, Matthew. Many of us can't see the Google Doc because many of us can't access it. Huh. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Let me see if I screwed up here. Yeah, I do that a lot. No. Okay. Yep, I did it again. I screw up like that. Okay, anyone with a link. Okay, this should do it. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I'm an old fart. I forget. Okay, here it is, and it should. Okay, let me stay a minute or two to see if you guys get that. Tammy sent the link to your Google Doc in the chat already. But now that's she probably sent you the LESCO Meta Grant Report. This is a new one I just did for some of my talks. Okay, so make sure this one works for you too. Okay, thanks. Great. Okay, Tammy, that's the one. This is a new one. This is sort of like notes from my talks, that I have. And that's what it is. So it's the latest notes from my talk. Okay, great. Okay, wonderful, beautiful people. I just am so happy you're in my life and giving me something important to do. Because I'll do this until the party's over. How do I save it to my phone? Don't know, Teresa. But there must be a way. Well, it'll be there all the time. Or actually, if you're on your phone, then maybe you could email that link to yourself, okay? Okay, gotta go see my daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law. Yes, I will. Okay.